Welcome to Texas Today. I'm Cleo Green. Success doesn't always feel the way it looks. For many, calm on the outside can mask feeling drained on the inside. But there are ways to reset, find some balance, and reconnect. Speaker and EQ strategist Hiba Tanvir joins us to really share her play and pause methodology. Hiba, thank you so much for joining us here on Texas Today.
Thanks for having me, Cleo.
Okay, first you got to tell me, what exactly is an EQ strategist? I've never heard of this.
I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
So basically, an EQ strategist, what I do is I love talking, training, speaking, coaching on how to use our emotions intelligently. So they're not a liability, but an asset for you.
Oh, well, what made this work, I guess, feel personal to you and important?
So when I was navigating a difficult season of life, I realized that there was a lot of things that I did that helped me stay regulated, which many seasons later, people turned to me for and said, how did you do that?
Yeah.
And I realized that I was just focusing a lot on staying regulated as the foundation of any kind of growth or transformation.
I got a question for you. Why do you think, I guess, so many successful people feel so exhausted, but they may mask it and let you know that they feel fine?
Because we live in a society where we are so focused on the outside appearance of performance, but we have not built the framework of regulation.
Okay.
And so it is only bound to lead to burnout, depletion, masking, and eventually just stress.
So let's talk about your play and pause methodology. Does that lead into that?
It totally does. So when I started doing this work, Cleo, I realized that a lot of people just don't know how to have fun anymore. We don't know how to just slow down and play, right? And I come from an early childhood background. My family and I, we own a preschool in Allen called Wisteria Preschool, so we use a lot of this kind of stuff. And I was like, there's no dearth of information.
Yeah.
It's about really teaching people how to use it. And so I would go in with Play-Doh into talking to CEOs, talking to organizations.
With Play-Doh?
With Play-Doh. And I'm telling you, that is exactly how they remembered me, the Play-Doh girl. Because guess what? I can talk to you all day long.
I bet.
But when I give you some Play-Doh and you actually are working with it, building with it, sculpting it, having fun with it, a lot of that learning is now actually happening and it's sticking with you.
So you've got some tips.
I've got some tips.
Where do we start? Am I still just touching this Play-Doh?
Keep at it, and you're going to realize it has a beautiful way of just relaxing you, allowing you to also pause.
Of Play-Doh, Hiba.
You do. Wonderful.
I know how to play.
You know how to play, and that means you also know how to pause, which is why we put it together.
That's true.
So that's why we need to know how to do both.
Okay.
So my tips would be, when you're feeling frustrated and triggered or upset, take that pause and name the feeling. And it's the name it to tame it. Because when you gotta name something, it engages a different part of your brain, which naturally helps to calm down that reptilian downstairs brain, as I like to call it.
So if I'm feeling a little anxiety, I'm gonna name the feeling.
Yeah, take that moment.
I'm feeling scared with the Play-Doh. Okay. So the next tip is to pause for 90 seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are all told to pause. Open up LinkedIn, open up Insta. Everything tells you to pause, but no one tells us why to pause and how to pause. And that's a lot of what I like to focus in on, is teaching you how to pause. There's nothing else. Remember this. You've got to pause for at least 90 seconds. That's the power number.
Right, because that allows you to think through some things.
Yeah.
Right?
It allows all those hormones and chemicals that are working their way through their body to do their work. So now you're able to be in a better position to think rationally and act from a place of reason.
So after a pause, what's next?
Let's go back to playing.
Okay.
The pause allows you to make sure that you're not responding from a place of reactivity.
Okay. So your work, it also focuses on the body, not just the mind. Why is that?
Well, think about it. We're approaching a lot of life in a very mental sort of way, but our body plays a huge role. If you're stressed, if you're anxious, if you're mad, if you're joyful, whatever it is, your body is constantly reflecting that. So we can't divorce one from the other. They go together.
What's the feedback from people who have tried your methodology?
So, Cleo, I'm proud to say that they say we have experienced nothing like this. The emotional regulation experiences that I create for individual work is focused on taking walks in nature. I'm doing the play and pause with you. We are really doing, it's not just telling you, because I can tell you all this stuff and you likely know it. It's about co-regulating with somebody. It's about lending someone your calm in your cortex.
Yeah, that makes sense. What would you say to anyone that wants to try this, but they're a little unsure?
You got nothing to lose. You're most likely not, you're not broken, you're not weak, you're not alone. You're most likely just not regulated.
And what services do you offer? Because you got to get regulated.
So I do keynotes, I do workshops, and I also work individually with people one-on-one and do emotional regulation experiences.
But how can people reach out to you and connect with you?
So through my website, htcompassion.com.
Easy enough.
Easy enough.
Why would you say this works?
Because I've seen it firsthand. I've seen how it has personally helped me, and I've tried to create the kind of space that I really needed when I was navigating a season that was very depleting. But I used all these elements that I now include as part of my work. And the clients that I've had have told me that we have experienced nothing like this. This is so deep, and it really allows you to work from the inside out in terms of that regulation and calmness.
The book. We can't leave without mentioning this.
The book.
Yes,
So,
Career Breakthrough Playbook.
So this book is very close to my heart. It is something that I co-authored, and Will Luking is the visionary that kind of had this idea. I wrote my chapters on emotional intelligence, and this book is great because it's got 6 global experts.
Wow.
It's like reading 6 mini books in one, and it's really about giving you the 6 critical skills needed in today's world to really get unstuck and get ahead.
Hiba, this is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Texas Today. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And I've still got my Play-Doh, y'all. Remember, calm isn't quitting, it's resetting. To learn more about this topic or to book Hiba or speaking engagement, visit htcompassion.com.